Okay, so here's a topic that comes up during the holiday season when you're a vendor and you're hiring out support staff for your vendor table at, let's say, Christmas fairs or things like that. Let's say you have a table and you've done this event, and it's your third year in a row. Maybe the first year you did it yourself, second year you did it yourself, and then third year you decide to hire somebody out. And you know that the first year, there's going to be a couple different scenarios here. The first year, let's say you did $1,000 at this table. And second year, you did $3,000 at this table. You're going, oh my God, this is a great event. But you want to get into more events, so you hire somebody out the third year to do the table, and the table only comes in at $2,000. Okay, or another scenario. The first year you do it $2,000, the second year you do it, it's $3,000, and then the third year, your hired help comes back and says, oh my God, we only did $1,000. Well, before you go out and want to chop the head off your helper, assistant, it would help to have extreme detailed inventory, right? Sometimes, though, that's just not practical, too time-consuming. You want to trust people, whatever. But here's something you can look at. The mathematical concept of standard deviation. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation is a way to tell you within a certain data set if the number you're getting is within norm, right? So in the example I just gave, your data set, in no particular order, the order that's going to raise concern is if you have a increasing amount of sales every year and then all of a sudden your sales go down. And especially if you've hired somebody or you think somebody's stealing from you. Well, standard deviation can help you determine whether or not the lower sales number you're getting is actually normal or not. So in the previous example, you've got one year at $1,000, a second year at $3,000, and a third year at $2,000. Everybody knows how to calculate average, I hope, right? I won't bore you with the details of what the actual, well, yeah, I will. X bar, which is average, equals the sum of X over N. Basically, that says, what is the sum of your total sales divided by the number of sales days that you've had? So in this case, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, divided by 3 equals 2. X bar equals 2. That means that your average sale is $2,000. Over the last 3 times you've been there, it's $2,000. Well, now comes the question. Is a data set that has $2,000, $3,000 divided by, followed by a $1,000 sale event out of the norm? That's where standard deviation comes in. Now, there is 3 or 4 steps to calculating standard deviation. If you want to hear what that is, you can look it up online. But basically what you do is you take the average and the datas and you put them through a manipulation, and it tells you how far away from normal is a particular data set. The example I gave you using 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 is actually very easy to conceptualize. Each data set is only $1,000 away from each other, right? 1,000 is 1,000 from 2, and 3,000 is 1,000 from 2, right? So as it turns out in this example, the standard deviation is in fact $1,000. Well, the average is, the X bar was 2,000, but the standard deviation is 1,000. What does that mean in a practical sense, Steve, you ask? Well, what that says is that if you come in and you have a first year at 2,000, and you have a second year at 3,000, and you have a third year at 1,000, no one's stolen from you. Because if you take the average of that data set being $2,000, right? And you run the calculation through, you get a standard deviation of $1,000. What that means is it would be totally normal for that data set of an event to have a sale of $1,000 on the heels of a previous year of $3,000. That is totally normal. It's standard. No one is stealing from you in that scenario. Period. That's just statistics. I don't know what more to say about it. Maybe some of you will find this useful. It does come from a personal situation that was developed. And of course, many of you know me. I have a math and science background. Chemistry and math. Use this stuff all the time. A data set with that spread, with that average, you cannot go back and kill your table master because they're not stealing from you. To have a 1,000 season follow a 3,000 season in a set of 3 data points where the other season was $2,000 is absolutely normal. Don't get paranoid. It's normal. Bye for now.